Good evening, and we begin with that bombshell moment in Lower Manhattan today. Luigi Mangione under oath in an open court detailing how he stalked and killed the CEO of UnitedHealthcare back in 2024. The shooting, which gave Mangione a kind of dark celebrity among extreme critics of the health insurance industry, ended the life of Brian Thompson, a 50-year-old father of two raised on an Iowa farm. And the Thompson family was there today, front row, as Mangione detailed what he'd done and how. Our Tom Hanson with full details.
The chilling details of a cold-blooded crime were on full display as Luigi Mangione, shackled and cuffed in a tan jumpsuit, came face-to-face with Brian Thompson's family for the first time. In his own words, he admitted to stalking and gunning down the UnitedHealthcare CEO back in December 2024. December 4th, 2024, I shot Mr. Thompson in Manhattan and he died. When I did so, I understood that my actions would place him in fear of death or serious bodily injury. I know what I was doing was illegal. The 28-year-old recounted how he methodically planned the crime inside a hushed courtroom as Thompson's family wiped away tears. I learned that UnitedHealthcare would be holding its annual investor conference in New York City. I then emailed UnitedHealthcare leadership posing as an investor at a firm managing over $50 billion in assets and requesting information about the conference. I received an immediate response within an hour. Those details emerged minutes after Mangione entered a guilty plea on 2 counts of stalking resulting in death, which could carry a life sentence. It's been over a year and a half since Mangione was first arrested in Altoona, Pennsylvania, and extradited to New York City. Authorities had released surveillance video showing a masked and hooded individual approaching Thompson from behind outside a Midtown hotel and opening fire.
We had the chance to sit down with the family this morning, and they have been grieving for almost 2 years as Brian was taken away in the most heinous way possible.
Thompson's family members were seen quickly leaving the courthouse, taunted by supporters of Mangione. Mangione has faced both federal and state charges, appearing repeatedly in both jurisdictions, raising complicated questions of double jeopardy.
We just filed our motion in state court explaining why the state charges must be dismissed under New York's double jeopardy protections.
And Mangione's sentencing is scheduled for December 18th. Today, the Thompson family also issued a statement which reads in part, "Today's guilty plea marks an important step toward justice," adding, "We are grateful that the federal justice system has held the person responsible for this heinous act accountable." Tony.
Tom, thank you. So let's bring in federal criminal defense attorney and CBS News legal analyst Caroline Polisi. Caroline, great to have you here. We were watching all this unfold today together, and it's interesting. This was a simple change of plea, not a plea deal.
Right.
Why would Mangione do that?
I think he likely made a really calculated decision with his attorneys, thinking, well, what's my best possible shot of getting something other than life in prison? Because he's pleading guilty, it's an acceptance of responsibility under the federal sentencing guidelines. He gets a little bit of credit for that. So he potentially might not get life in prison. I think that was his last shot. I also think it likely was a quality of life decision. If he serves the federal time, he gets to serve it in a federal prison, which is much better than serving it in a state facility.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
So what does this mean for the state trial? So as we just heard, that had been scheduled to start next month. Now his legal team saying we want that dismissed. What happens next?
Yeah, they wasted no time in filing a motion in the state court saying we're reviving our double jeopardy claims, which they've been raising since the beginning of this case. But now that they have a conviction in the federal case, that claim is revived. They're saying it's not fair, fundamentally unfair for him to be prosecuted for the same crime in 2 different jurisdictions. It's a long shot motion. It's not frivolous. There is some good law underpinning that argument. I think we're going to see the state case get pushed back a little bit to litigate this issue.
All right. Very interesting. Caroline, thank you.